Hey everybody, welcome back to another Bracket Fights video. My name is Silly Billy, but you can call me Billy. Now you might be wondering, what are we doing here? I mean, we've already gotten all the characters out of the way, we even did the ones that we didn't like, so what's more to rank? But this time around, we're actually not going to look at characters. You see, back when I did the World Tour video, I had this to say about the songs. I was kind of planning on talking about the songs individually as well, but I also don't want to drag this video on longer than it has to, so I'm cutting it out for now. I always wanted to talk about the songs of World Tour because they are fantastic. And I wanted to do a little deep dive in all of them. And then I figured, how could I do that best? Well, the bracket videos seem to work, so I thought, why not do it with this one? In front of you is a bracket of all the 30 songs in Total Drama World Tour. Again, everything is randomly generated. There's 2 free spaces at the end because I have 30 songs and it's a bracket of 32 places, so some people get a free first spot, like we've done before. And one other interesting thing is here with Love and Time, but I'll get to that once we get there. Now, before I start ranking these songs, please have a go at it yourself. I mean, pause the screen, you can see the bracket here on the screen. Fix it for yourself to see which song comes out on top for you, and let me know in the comments down below, because I'm very interested to see which song it is. Ranking Total Drama characters is already very subjective, but at least there's a couple of things people really agree and really disagree on, and I think with this, opinions spread so incredibly wildly, because this is basically just a taste in music genre. So it's very interesting to see which songs come out on top for you and which songs will come out on top for me. Okay, round 1 is always the longest, so let's crack on with it immediately. We start on the top here with I'm Winning This versus Sisters. I won't be spending too much time on the songs that continue because, well, otherwise I have nothing to talk about in future rounds for those songs. So I'll spend a little more time on the songs that drop out in this round. And in this round, Sisters drops out over I'm Winning This. Because Sisters is honestly one of my least favorite songs. It's not bad. There are some bad songs here, which I will get to in a second, but I just don't really like this one. I think it's very repetitive. The dancing is very funny, but that's about all. It's a great way for Lashana to show her sassiness again, but when compared to I'm Winning This, which is also a song about 3 losing contestants, that takes my preference. I enjoyed that a lot more than I enjoyed Sisters. I mean, Lashana's voice actress is not the best vocally. There are a couple of standouts and there are a couple of people who are a little bit weaker, which I don't care. I mean, none of these people knew that they would be singing songs 2 seasons before they were cast as this role. So I'm very impressed in general by the voice talents and how they managed to sing these songs. But anyway, it's unfortunate that this is the first real time that Lashana gets to shine in World Tour, and one of the only times, and this is what she's given. It's too bad. Then we have Her Real Name Isn't Blaney versus Eine Kleine. I'm actually going to give this one to Her Real Name Isn't Blaney, and that is because I like Eine Kleine. I think it's a great song. There's nothing wrong with it, but it's not very original. They took an existing melody, which is, I believe, the only song that does this. I mean, other songs are inspired by real life songs, but this is the only one to take an existing melody, and they try to play some lyrics on this song, but I don't think it works that good all of the time. I mean, it's nice that we finally get this moment for Lindsay to recognize who Tyler is, but that's just dumb. How can you forget your boyfriend? Anyway, we're not going to dive into that hole again. I think the song is fine, but it feels a little forced at times. Meanwhile, Her Real Name Isn't Blaney is a great song, very funny. Jeff doesn't get a lot of songs on his own, and this one is one where he can shine. Next up, What's Not to Love About New York City versus Stuck to a Pole. One of these is very funny. The other is very bland, and of course I am talking about the funny one being Stuck to a Pole. Stuck to a Pole is a great song for Bridget to show her regret, and meanwhile What's Not to Love is just an introduction to New York. The best thing about What's Not to Love is the art style. I really enjoyed that. The thing with What's Not to Love is that it doesn't really sound like a coherent song. There's a lot of characters trying to sing in this song, and rather than other songs where the entire group sings, this one just feels like they tried to steal each other's spotlight or something. I think the melody is pretty bland. There's no certain emotions attached to this song. It's just, oh, we like New York because of the crime. I mean, Courtney and Owen both talk about the crime in this song. That's really weird, right?
The crime is high. make every alley shine. What's not to love about New York?
Then we have Men versus Before We Die. This is a very easy one. This one goes to Before We Die. Not only is Before We Die a very fun song, like I said, I'll get to that song later, and Men, on the other hand, is not the best. It's a pretty exhausting song to listen to because it's constantly interrupted by the challenge they're playing. If you listen this song back as a whole, it's just 5 times the exact same melody, followed by a slight twist, and then the character that loses in that round has a note to say about the food that they're going to eat. On top of that, Chris is not the best vocally, and his performance in Men is fun, but it's not really pleasant to re-listen. Meanwhile, Before We Die, that's a song that I would play on repeat. I love that song so much. Next up, we have Wake Up versus Shearing Sheep. This is probably one of the easiest ones because Wake Up is a fantastic song, especially the final note in this song. I think everybody gets chills from Duncan's high note. Like, that's not just me, right? Everybody likes this song. It has a fun beat, it has a fun tempo, it portrays the emotions of what the characters are trying to do. It's not just a song there to be there, but it also moves the plot forward, which I appreciate a lot. And then Shearing Sheep is good. No, actually, that's not true. Shearing Sheep is a bad song. Shearing Sheep has a good intention. Shearing Sheep has fun lyrics. There's a fun banter between Heather and Courtney in this song. But the first half of this song is just completely offbeat. Like, has nobody ever noticed this? This song is not on tempo. It's actually really annoying to listen to this song because it's supposed to sound good, you know? I get like country vibes, a little bit of the same vibes that I get from the music of Cars. But the beat and what they're singing, it's not lining up, and it's so frustrating. We are shearing sheep. Anyway, this is an easy one. This one goes to the South African one. Then we have Blainerific versus Fight for the Gold. Anyway, I don't like this song. Duncan is a good vocalist, but not in this song. Gwen isn't a great vocalist herself. Overall, I notice I haven't chosen anyone yet, but obviously this is Blainerific. Fight for the Gold, well, of course it's between the topic that nobody likes, the love triangle, but besides that, the song itself is a bit chaotic. It's not a song that I particularly enjoy re-listening to. Meanwhile, Blainerific perfectly captured the sassiness of Blainely as a character. I mean, just listen to these first 5 seconds.
Blainerific is my name, dishing dirt is my game.
I mean, that immediately makes you hate this character, right? This is such a good introduction. It's sassy. Characters get to react on the introduction of Blainely as a character. Blainely gets to make her grand entrance. I love this song. It's great. Next up, we have We My Friends and Save This Show. This is the first difficult decision in this bracket, and it is going to We My Friends. Save This Show is a fun song, but Save This Show is not particularly a good song. This one has a bit of a lower pace, which is not often the songs that I particularly enjoy. What I love most about Save This Show is that there's a couple of lines in here which are very clever. I love how bluntly they are asking for money in the song, and they have some really good ways to portray that message.
Give us cash or this show dies.
But then again, we have We My Friends, which is also as chaotic and as funny as Save the Show, but it's a lot better vocally, and it's also a lot better in terms of melody. I like this song a lot more, and therefore it gets to continue. Boyfriend Kisser gets a free space. I guess that's deserved. Everybody likes this song, right? And then we move on to the other side of this bracket, which is the Gypsy Rap versus This Is How We Will End It. The Gypsy Rap is a fun idea for a song, but it's not a good execution of a fun idea. Meanwhile, This Is How We Will End It is, in my opinion, the best song of Alejandro. I mean, this song portrays so much emotion. Like, Alejandro has basically won at this point, and Heather is facing the fact that she lost. I mean, look how devastated Heather is within this song. This is basically Alejandro's villain song, and this song starts out that way, but then we also see that there's some interest for Alejandro to still save Heather afterwards, and that he doesn't want to win this game if Heather doesn't have a fair chance at losing it. All around, it's a great song. Meanwhile, the Gypsy Rap, I think it's fun. I believe this is the only one with a bit of... No, that's absolutely not true. I was gonna say this is the only one with a bit of rap, and then I remembered that Harold is in this season. Anyway, this is the only time where somebody else besides Harold tries to go with rapping, and I think it fits Gwen more, because Gwen is not the best vocally, so giving her this rap is... It's a fine way to still make her sing songs. Though then again, I am not a person that particularly enjoys rap, and this song is really short. Like really short. So of course I'm giving it to This Is How We Will End It. Then we have Sea Shanty and We Built Gwen's Face. Oh no. No, I don't want to do this. Okay. I really enjoyed the Sea Shanty. But I can't not give this to We Built Gwen's Face. How could I? How could I take this away from it? Anyway, let's focus on the sea shanty for now. I love this song. It has such a fun tempo. It is exactly what I wanted from this song. Everybody gets a time to shine, even Tyler. Every single character gets to sing in this song. The lyrics are fun. The music is fun. It moves the plot forward. There's a lot happening at the same time. DJ trying to not sing, but at the end failing, and Heather being the most happy person I have ever seen is just pure gold.
Yes! What? Oh no! You sang! You're still in the game! You're still in the game! Ha!
I adore this song, but I have to give it to the ABBA remake because it's so good. It's so good, people. It's so good. Then, I'm Sorry and Condor. This is an easy one. This is Condor because I really enjoy Condor. This is one of the only times that we properly get a solo from Cody, and this guy can sing so good. Please let him sing more. Force him to sit down, pay him a few more bucks, and then let him sing every single song in this show because Cody has such a nice voice. And I'm Sorry is fun, but I don't like the reason why we are singing I'm Sorry. Furthermore, this song is pretty good, but Condor overall is a lot better. Next up, I'm Gonna Make It versus Baby. If you were to have asked me like 10 years ago, Billy, which song is your favorite? I would have said, I'm Gonna Make It. It's such an empowering song to me. It's three people who almost made it to the finale. Every single one of them determined to make it there, even though Cody is not really convinced that he's actually going to make it, but then Sierra backing him up, and I adored this song as a kid. Ever since I heard this song, this one was up there. And Baby is, without a shadow of a doubt, my least favorite song. I guess there's a pattern between calling your song Baby and that song being one of the worst pieces of music ever written.
What are you saying?
I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone. No. What makes you think that? Anyway, I don't like Baby. Harold gets to do a lot of rap, but I don't think Harold is that good of a vocalist, even if he's rapping. I like it. It grows on me a little, but he's not really good at it. And surprisingly, for the guys that form the boy band, these guys are also not really good vocally. Trent isn't a standout. Justin isn't a standout. The melody isn't enjoyable. Absolutely my least favorite song of all. Then we have versus Come Fly With Us. versus. What? That's actually quite funny because this is the first and the last song pitted against each other. And I am obviously going with Come Fly With Us. Come Fly With Us is such a fun song. This is the first time we're introduced to the singing, as well as the contestants who are just learning that they have to sing this season. What I really enjoy about Come Fly With Us is that it feels completely improvised. It's this song, above every other song that they are doing, feels the most like, I have no idea what I'm going to sing here. So let's just make up random bits. It's like if I were forced to look around right now and then come up with a song on the spot. You know what? There's a carpet on the floor and I'm sitting next to the door. What can I sing more? I don't know. This song is so funny. I enjoy this song so much. It has a lot of varying genres, but that didn't annoy me with this song at all, because the incohesiveness about this song is what makes it so great. Meanwhile, Versus, I didn't enjoy Versus. In preparation for this video, I've listened to all the songs about 2-3 times again. Versus has grown on me a little, especially the lyrics in Versus are very clever because they have to build this statue and they're constantly insulting each other's looks, which is very clever, but I am not the kind of person to like this genre of music. Also, Alejandro's voice sounds a lot more edited and fake than it does in other songs. And I get that this might even have some creative merit. I mean, it symbolizes a little bit that he is a faker and that he is just a phony, which I can see. I can enjoy that, but I don't like listening to this song. It's clearly just this little bit too high for Alejandro to properly sing, and therefore they have to touch it a lot. It's like, no. That's exactly the feeling I get from this song. Is, this is not the finale I was hoping for. Anyway, next up we have Strip 'Em Down and Oh My Izzy. This is a pretty easy one because Strip Him Down is a pretty fine song. I'd say it's like in the middle somewhere. But Oh My Izzy, oh man, Oh My Izzy is so good. Honestly, without joking, I get literal goosebumps from this song. I think Owen portrays this emotion of loss so pure and it's so raw and I love it so much. I mean, Owen isn't the best vocally, but this song, he carries it. He carries it so well. Also, I really enjoy the art style of Oh My Izzy. Meanwhile, Strip Him Down it's a fun concept for a song, but I don't really like it. And besides, I can't really think of this show without thinking of Noah's Unfair Elimination, so that also sours it a little bit. Okay, then we have this interesting case of Loving Time and Rowing Time. For some reason, I had some issues importing a Rowing Time image into this bracket, but I did want to include it as its own separate song instead of Loving Time. So what I'm gonna do is, this image is continuing, but it's representing either Loving Time or Rowing Time. And in this case, it will represent Rowing Time, not Loving Time. Loving Time is a fun idea. A song about Beatles making love and doing some other weird innuendos, but it's not really my tempo. Loving Time is more clever in its lyrics, but Rowing Time sounds more fun, especially because of the part where they're all chaotically rowing as fast as they can. I really enjoy how you can hear this in their voices. It carries that feeling of, oh, I am going to die. Why do I have to sing right now? I like the song a little more. So I'm moving on, Rowing Time. And then we have Who You Gonna Root For, which gets a free spot. Continuing on into round 2 with only 16 songs left. We start out with I'm Winning This versus Her Real Name Isn't Blaine Lee. I think I'm going with I'm Winning This. Whereas I really enjoyed Jeff exposing Blaine Lee on live TV, the song does get a bit repetitive. It's very short, and for some reason it's really poorly recorded on the internet, though it's not really a song that I can listen to all the time. Meanwhile, I'm Winning This is a very fun song about some previously eliminated contestants getting a chance to root for a favorite contestant. I really like this. There's a lot of comedy in this one, especially Owen surfing on top of Blaine Lee is very clever. Yeah, I'm going to give it to this one. Stuck to a Poll versus Before We Die. I think I'm gonna give it to Before We Die because I like the chaoticness of Before We Die, and whereas Bridget's song is really good and really clever, it's still just a song sung by a girl with sticking her tongue out. So
I song a song like this, and that's a bit annoying because you really need the subtitles to understand any of it.
Did you get that? No? Well, there's my point. And it's understandable, sure, but it's less catchy. That's actually not true. The vocalist part's pretty great, but regardless, I'm going with Before We Die. Then we have Wake Up versus Blaine-rific. I am going with Wake Up, because Wake Up is a better song than Blaine-rific. Blaine-rific is fun in the way that is very annoying, but at the end of the day, it's not as enjoyable as this song, which is actually a good song. I like the banter that Duncan, Alejandro, and Heather are having between the three of them. I like Sierra trying to sing along in fear of getting eliminated, and as a result she's singing while waking up from a paralysis, which I think is very funny. Meanwhile, Blaine-rific, I think it's fun. It's short though, and it's a bit repetitive. Overall, the lyrics are clever, but there's a few attempts to rhyme Blaine-rific with certain words that doesn't really work out, which is understandable because your entire gimmick is to rhyme every single thing with Blaine-rific, but that's not a lot of words. Hey, gimmick rhymes with Blaine-rific. Bam! I should write these songs. Anyway, I'm giving it to Wake Up. Then we have We My Friends versus Boyfriend Kisser. Oh, this is a tough one. Oh, that's so tough. I like Boyfriend Kisser a lot. That's such a good song. But We My Friends is so chaotic and it highlights Sierra's personality so well. It's such an enjoyable song. And it's a good song. Am I going to be that person and rate Boyfriend Stealer on the context that it is in? That it's about Courtney crapping on Gwen because she took his boyfriend, which isn't really true actually. I think I am. Because I really enjoy We My Friends. It's so hysterical. I really adore this song and it's such a good performance by Sierra's voice actress. I'm giving it to We My Friends. Oh, bye. Come back. Yes, thank you. To the right side of the bracket, we find This Is How We Will End It versus the ABBA one. No. Why do I have to pit every single good song against We Built Gwen's Face? That's not fair. You can't do this to me. Like, there's a lot of bad songs. Make me put this song against those. It's going to continue anyway. I don't want to lose this song because of We Built Gwen's Face. Okay. I am not the biggest advocate of We Built Gwen's Face. I don't think it's the best song out there. Oh, that's kind of a spoiler. But still, like, this song is so enjoyable. It has to go to this song, right? This Is How We Will End It. I think I did this one justice when I was just talking about it. Honestly, I would have preferred if this stuck around a little longer, but I can't move it further than We Built Gwen's Face. I just can't. So this is a very unfortunate loss right here. So press F for respect, pay your moments of silence, and then we move on to Condor versus I'm Going to Make It. I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. These songs are so enjoyable. And the worst part is, whichever song wins has to then battle the ABBA one. How can I choose this? What's with all the good songs being in this class? Okay, Condor, I think, is a fantastic song. It gives every single character of the final four, including Cody, a chance to sing, which is already rare for Cody, but then they also allow them to have a little personality and a little heart, and every single character gets a little solo in which they can highlight what they're feeling at the moment. And gosh, Condor is such a good song. I really like the lyrics. I really like the vocal style. I just really like this song. There it is. I know you've been waiting for it. I know you were waiting for me to say really like. Well, there it is. You won. It's at Condor. But I'm Gonna Make It. It's such a good song. I love this one too. I really like this one too. I did this before where if it was very difficult, then I would listen to Younger Me. And Younger Me would definitely have wanted this song to continue. So I'm going with I'm Gonna Make It. Then we have Come Fly With Us versus Oh My Izzy. Oh My Izzy gives me goosebumps, but Owen isn't the best at singing. And Come Fly With Us is probably the funniest song out of all of these. It's absolutely the most iconic song from the season. In terms of iconicness, they peaked here, and I have to give it to this one because this is the one that gets stuck in my head the most. And then we have Rowing Time versus Who You Gonna Root For. I'm going with Who You Gonna Root For. I don't really know why this entire explanation about, oh no, this is Loving Time, but this is Rowing Time, don't get them confused, ooh, was necessary. Because, well, ultimately they both end up in the same place. Like, if I would have swapped those two positions, then they would still have lost to Who You Gonna Root For. Oh man, moving on. Who You Gonna Root For? I really enjoyed this song. It's a bit laid back. This song is like the calm before the storm, right? It's the peanut gallery getting to sing a little song about who they want to win the show just before those people are actually going to try to win the show. I enjoy this song quite a lot. It's laid back. It's a nice bass. I like the Hawaiian style. It's very catchy. It gets stuck in your head. Yeah, I like this song. 8 more songs into the running. Now we get to the very, very good songs. I consider every single one of these songs great. Let's start on the left side with I'm Winning This versus Before We Die. I'm Winning This got a lucky matchup, I believe, because it matched with Sisters and then with Blainerific, but it's not one of the greatest songs. Meanwhile, Before We Die, I really enjoyed this song. It's hysterical, it's chaotic, it feels just as improvised as Come Fly With Us, which I enjoy a lot. It's such a dumb song in the middle of the air. I love this song, so I'm gonna give it to Before We Die. Okay, then we have Wake Up versus We My Friends. Yep, okay, I had to listen. It's a pretty clear one. It's Wake Up. There's a couple of parts that I keep forgetting because the Sierra part is super good, but those are a bit of a filler. I would have preferred if this song was just more of Sierra ranting about Cody. Then this song might have topped it. Furthermore, there is this bit towards the end. Sierra's voice actress is fantastic. She's a really good singer, actually a very talented singer, but even she can't make this part work. It's just because the lyrics are not the best. Meanwhile, Wake Up has both fantastic vocals by every single one in this song, which is mainly Duncan, Alejandro, and Heather. But I also greatly enjoyed Sierra's part where the music is still continuing on the background, and she's trying to mumble out some weird words. This song is just very funny, and then it has the best final note of every song. Like, that's not a competition. If it's purely on final note, I can immediately move this to here, but we're not. Oh no, stop doing that. Okay, we're not doing that, but Wake Up does continue to the final four. Next up, we have the dreaded battle. It is We Built Gwen's Face versus I'm Gonna Make It. We Built Gwen's Face is better, but I enjoy I'm Gonna Make It a lot more. We Built Gwen's Face finds a lot of its charm in the fact that it's such a nonsensical topic. Like, we built Gwen's face. Yes, we did. It's a really dumb concept to base a song around, but that's what makes it work. And of course, the fact that it's heavily ABBA inspired. Like, we all like this. I love the verses up until the main chorus, but the main chorus itself is quite repetitive. I would have liked a little bit more variation. The notes are very monotone as well. Meanwhile, I'm Going to Make It. I think this song is really empowering. I really feel the emotion of all three characters here. Heather and Alejandro fighting out what is probably their last battle. They have this incredible tango piece in the middle. And then we have Cody, on the other hand, trying to make it to the end on his own with Sierra, who is doubting how he made it this far in the first place. And I relate so much with this little piece. This is probably the reason why Cody was my number one character of all time at a certain point. Like I said, that's no longer the case. Sorry if you haven't seen the first bracket yet. That's a little spoiler for you. Yeah, I adored Cody, and I adored this moment of Cody. And Cody singing is just something that I wish we could get more of. Like, Heather and Alejandro and Sierra are all great vocalists, but so is Cody. There's a reason why he makes it this far. And I love this song. I love it so much. I still do. And We Built Gwen's Face, I think, gets a lot of its charm from the fact that we recognize it from something else. So I'm going to be controversial once again, and I am going to move I'm Gonna Make It to the semifinals. Then we have Come Fly With Us, and who you gonna root for? It's Come Fly With Us. I adore this song so much. Like, this is a fun Calm Before the Storm, a little calm, and that's just it. It's just plain fun. But this song it's everything at once, and it manages to do it so well. I like this song so much.
I really like this song.
Time for the final four, baby! So, a little bit of appreciation for the writers of World Tour, because it's impressive to have a couple of good songs, but it's especially impressive that they came up with this concept and they stuck it out, and almost all of them landed. I say almost because there's still a couple of songs that I didn't really like, but most songs are fantastic. So, which one of these four is going to be my favorite? Let's start on the left side with Before We Die versus Wake Up. Wake Up is probably one of the best songs, but it does get a bit repetitive. I think it's wasted opportunity that the final verse of Heather repeats her first verse. They could have done more with this song, and it would have been perfect. Like, it's already such a good song. There's a reason it's in the final four. But Before We Die, I just love how silly this one is. The entire song is about all the characters asking why they should be saved. Like, why they don't want to smash into the ground. It sounds incredibly improvised, which I adore a lot, because it's like, how can we sing about not wanting to die. Well, that's pretty obvious, but like, what are we gonna say about it? And then the piece where they give solutions as to how they want to stop falling from the sky is hilarious as well. There's some very clever jokes in here, such as Lindsay switching positions halfway through the song without us seeing how. This song has it all for me, and so I think it continues in favor of Wake Up. If we look at purely musical quality, it is this one, but as a whole, I love this song to death. I really enjoy Before We Die. Then we have I'm Gonna Make It versus Come Fly With Us. Now, like I said earlier, I would have given this to I'm Gonna Make It, but I think I'm not gonna. I think it's going to Come Fly With Us, because I'm Gonna Make It has a lot that I really enjoy, but I cannot argue that it isn't a little repetitive. Like, the main chorus is quite repetitive. There's not a lot of variation on it, and the song on a whole I quite enjoy, but some parts, especially the main chorus, are just a little bit lackluster. With a little more work, this song could have been the best, but if I then have to compare it to Comply With Us, this is still, in my opinion, the most catchy song. This song represents what the songs are about most, in my opinion. So no, I'm Gonna Make It was not going to make it. So are we going to go for the song where they are falling, or for the one where they are falling in style? I've pretty much said everything I want to say about these songs. Actually, that's not true. I haven't really delve deep into why I like Come Fly With Us so much. I've talked about how improvised it is. I've talked about the different style clashes, but this is also such a good showcase for the characters that we're going to watch in these shows. The roles that the characters that we are familiar with are going to play, as well as the roles that these new characters are going to play. Like Sierra and Alejandro both get to showcase what they're going to do this season. There's a couple of good solos in here as well, and the song keeps interrupting itself to do other bits, but I think that as a whole melts the song together into such a great improvised baloney. It's like this song is almost like a big jawbreaker with all types of different flavors and colors, and you keep eating it and it keeps changing, and every single part of it is enjoyable. Special shout out to the Ezekiel part, which also gives me goosebumps. There's a lot of comedy in this song. There's a lot of plot motivation in this song as well. So I think I'm going to give it to Come Fly With Us. It's only fitting. It's probably the most recognizable song out of every single song in this bracket. It's definitely the one that I think about the most. So I guess we have our winners, ladies and gentlemen. It is Come Fly With Us. Do you agree with this bracket? I'm very curious to hear your opinion in the comments down below. If you liked what you've seen so far, please consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And if you have, well, thank you very much. Now, if you want to hear a lot more dumb, goofy jokes from me, then check out my Minecraft series Tales of the Farlands, where I basically write an entire novel in the Minecraft universe. Even if you're not a fan of Minecraft, this series has something for you. I mean, just look at this.
This here's my super stuff, where it's wonders on growing crops.
Oh, yep, they've fully taken over the garden now. The wheat is gone. It's been driven out to sea. Oh my, this is... What? What is that? Once again, I thank you for watching. This has been Silly Billy, and remember that Cody and Tyler both should have been eliminated 7 times already. Houdouk!